Don't blink, it's your boy. Welcome to the show. Because I'm doing one having a wonderful day. Part 2 of my story with DSP. Trying to add a little something. I want to add why people dislike him. I'm talking about myself a lot, but then I've been in detective circles, so I want to talk about why people hate him. The greed. The greed behind it. See, DSP, you could see the channel and say, okay, well, this guy is disrespectful. This guy is an asshole. And this is why his company is not working. This is why his shit aren't working. But I know the worst shit that he does. Because ultimately speaking, the worst shit that he does is the greed. I thought about his non-recorded bag, right? I thought about that. Which is kind of disgusting because you're lying to your audience. People that are watching your live, which is 200 people. You got more than 100K followers. It is disgusting, you know. I think people can forgive you being an asshole. See, somebody that tells you fuck you, you're allowed to say fuck you back. You're allowed to say you're an asshole, right? For the greed is Phil is part of the bigger problem. The bigger problem isn't Phil, but he's part of it. So I think there's nothing wrong with crowdfunding because that's what he's doing. Now, the reason for the crowdfunding is because YouTube is not paying him anymore because he's making like 100 views per video. So even though and that's a crazy, kind of sad thing, even though his videos, you're gonna post them, is gonna make a couple of hundred of views, I would be surprised if he made $100 a day, right? Now, $100 a day is still a lot, but somebody that with as big of an audience should make that. The problem with crowdfunding is when you make it seem like it's the only option. When you make it seem, when Phil had been given brand deal, Phil could have moved to other platform. Like right now, what he's doing is, and agreed, this is what I'm saying. Like what he's doing right now is he dual streams on Kick and on Twitch. Now we're doing this. We're doing the same thing. I'm doing this. I have this. There's 3 of the same game. 2 of those mics, 3 of those mics actually, are open. 3 of those mics are open. You can see if those mics are open, they're all giving you the same thing. But not really. Because I got the sword, which gives the complete gameplay with commentary. I got the shield, which is giving you a normal video with me talking. And I got the crown, which shows you a nature core. So you got 3 versions of the same game, and they're completely different playthroughs. So for example, this one is more attack, this one is more defense, this one is a mixture of both, right? But that's not about me. What he's doing is, he's doing Kick and Twitch at the same time. The same content, and he should make twice the same amount. Doesn't work like that. Doesn't work like that. I can't work 1 hour and say, hey, pay me for 2 because I worked hard. No, doesn't work like that. I said, I hope you work hard. You're my fucking employees, you know? So yeah, so the greed. And then the bigger problem in itself isn't Phil. The biggest problem in itself is people who are making it seem to their viewer that crowdfunding is the only way. So the crowdfunding is the only option. But then it's either everybody or nobody. Because if I'm watching a streamer that tells me, hey, listen, I'm not gonna make it this month, and I'm watching the exact same streamer, he has the exact same amount of views, and he doesn't ask, I'm gonna say, well, this guy fucking lied. This guy fucking lied. Now, because you're being pushy with the donation, people are less likely to follow. For example, it's a classical on TikTok. When you go on the live, they show your name. Hey, this person joined, and the content creator will say, "Hey, how are you?" I'm like, "Bruh, I just came in. Please give me a second. I just came in, bro. I don't even want to talk. You're being very aggressive, very desperate." With the number of bags that Phil does, he's very insistent. He's very pushy. So people might, when I say might, they are, but might think that the only way for him to survive is through donation, which is not true. Because they're doing that, then they're like, okay, well, guess what? I shouldn't have to finance you. You're working hard. I came here to just chill. You're working hard, dude. There's something wrong with what you're doing, right? And he's supposed to, and because Phil is so pushy, then people are gonna get mad and don't want to contribute. Now, what I'm trying to say here that's very important is a lot of content creator depends on crowdfunding. A lot of content creators, like myself, I have a job. If I didn't have a job, I'm not getting any money from TikTok. I'm not getting money from Twitch. I'm getting money from YouTube. What am I supposed to do, you know? And then the whole question is, and that's a very hard question to answer, who is deserving and who isn't deserving of crowdfunding on platforms? Now that is a tough question. That is a tough question. That is a horrible question to ask. Why? Well, because you don't want to answer that. You don't want to answer that. It's just horrible. Because then your perception of somebody will change. I feel this person is deserving. They just lied to you, so they're not deserving. Or I feel like this person isn't deserving. Well, guess what? You were wrong. You know? And then the problem is, people that are deserving are going to suffer from people that are not deserving. See, it's a generational problem. Because of certain content creator that pushes for gifts, other people are not going to want a gift. And you're just establishing that it's a very toxic thing to gift. Like, for example, on TikTok, and this is very predatory. When you gift, you have a level. So a certain level. And when streamer sees you and you see that you have a high level, they're like, holy shit, this guy's a big fish. It's a big fish. You know? It's toxic. See, the whole thing, but at the same time, it's not Phil's fault, actually. There's this whole parasocial relationship of, are we friends? You're a content creator, I'm a watcher. Are we friends? I don't know if we're friends. Are we friends? Are you a friend with her? Really sure. And because you give me content, I feel like I owe you, or I feel like you're deserving. I want to gift you, you know? It's a pretty normal thing. For example, when you go to the waiter, you're gonna tip him. Yes, it's a law to tip. At the same time, you're gonna want to tip that person. And you're gonna pay, most people are gonna give the minimum. But if a person really serves you well, you're gonna be like, you know what, here's a little bit more. It's a normal system. It's a normal system of services pay. Right? Or when you have this group of people that are working for you, and you cook the whole meal and you serve people. This person really works hard. You know what? Have a bigger piece of pie. You deserve it. Versus this guy who really doesn't work like, I don't think you deserve a piece of pie, but I'm gonna give you a small one because I'm a nice guy. That's a problem. That's a problem. Content creation should have never been about crowdfunding. It should always been about companies. It used to be about that. When you look at the beginning of YouTube, there's no such things. There was no such thing as a gift, as a super thanks. There's no such things. Want to help you follow content creator? Follow. Want to help him? Follow. You want to help him? Like. Want to help him? Comment. Other than that, you can do shit. Anyway, thought I should add that. Love you guys. Take it easy. Peace.